What's up, you guys? It's your girl, and I'm back with another video. So today's video, I want to examine, right, the credibility, the credentials, and also the mindset of an individual who's a part of this case. And the person's name that we're going to be looking at today is Jasmine Gibbs. Yes, Jasmine, I'm going to be talking about you today because I had a conversation with you on the phone and you were extremely rude. And what I find extremely crazy is the fact that you call yourself an investigation officer for the Civil Rights Department, yet you lack, like I said, and this is not to be mean or anything, it's the truth. You lack the skills, the mind, the ability to critically think. All things that are what I would say needed to be in your position, right? Okay, so I'm actually going to show you guys just the reason as to why I say these things, okay? So like I said, relates back to my case with Liberty University, right? And I want to show you guys in a matter of a short period of time, I can prove my case, even in this one video, as I expose Jasmine Gibbs, who's the investigation officer, with her many lies. And like I say, the reason why I have to do this is because these people have looked into my past, right? And as a matter of fact, when I was on the phone and I was trying to understand why is it that because I'm not having a conversation with her anymore. Mind you, Jasmine, right? That email that you sent me with the attachment saying that you, again, as an investigation officer, which is, again, a conflict of interest, you can't investigate people, officials under the United States Department of Education, because you are the person that needs to be investigated. You along with Amber, right? Now, I'm going to leave Amber out of this because Amber did not participate in this second thing, for my knowledge, right? Because I got the email from Noga, right? Who knew nothing about the case. Right, but yet he sent me an email because when I called her, and the reason why I say she know nothing is when I called her, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna log back in. So I'm about to show you guys really quickly what it is I'm talking about. What I mean by all they had to do was look at the rubric, right? Grade me according to what the rubric says. Look at what the teacher says, and also, again, his feedback. Okay, so here we go. So let me make sure that my phone is on the charger. I don't want it to die. Again, this is what the teacher says. Ashley, unfortunately, you do not have a reply. So like I said, I changed my picture so you guys won't be able to see my picture because I'm still in school. But this was the original post, right? And it says, I did it the 27th. This is actually in the grade book, okay? And then in here, this was the reply, okay? And you can see it's a different format. It's here, it has the summary, the agreement, the disagreement, improvement. And like I said, this is a business statistical class, okay? Now right here, you have his feedback. Okay, he says, you did not have a reply, you have a continuation of the assignment. Now understand, we're supposed to provide a summary of what the student wrote. Mind you, we're all writing about business statistics, which is quantitative, meaning numbers. So of course, if we're coming out with similar answers, again, it may sound similar, but we're supposed to provide a summary of the reply whom we're talking to, the student, right? Okay, he then says you cannot reply to yourself, but I showed you in the other video that that's not true, and I'll quickly go through and show you guys again. It says, moreover, the reply must respond to what the other student wrote in their first narrative post. You may agree or disagree. No, that's not according, and I'm going to show you guys the rubric with what the other student said, but you must give a logical response. Okay, so let's see how he's a liar, right? Let's go down. So he gave me full credit for my original post. Again, my original post is back up here, right? He gave me full credit for that. But when it comes to the reply, he did not. Let's see. And he doesn't give me points knocked off. He says 0. Let's see what this rubric is saying. This is a rubric, like I said, right? Show rubric. Here we go. All required discussion. Summarize findings, indicates areas of agreement, disagreement, and improvement. Response. So I did exactly what I was supposed to do. As a matter of fact, again, I'll show you. This teacher, his comment and his feedback, again, it contradicts what the rubric says, right? I already showed you how and why it contradicts what the rubric says, right? right here, because he says you may agree or disagree with what the other student said. That's false. Okay, now let's actually go to the discussion chat and the actual discussion room, right? So I did let's see, like I said, I took my picture off because I don't want you guys to, you know, be able to. So here goes my original one, right? I posted it then because, again, mind you, this was a couple days before Easter. That's my original. Okay, now let's scroll down. There goes my classmates coming up, right? That's my classmate. All right, that's her work. Okay, same type of stuff. Then when you go to look at the replies, there goes mine, reply. Okay, so everywhere you see that I actually did this, right? So on top of him, now let's go to, again, when I reached out to him, okay? Because mind you, they also deleted some of the chat I cannot even find, because when I went back, I noticed that some of it was gone. But my first email to my professor, right, I said this, good morning, and I wrote all this. And you can read that for yourself. But I also attached the 2 documents, okay? Then that's why they reply, you know, in a way. And then they asked me to delete it and wait until the reply is due, okay? Now, I double checked to make sure, again, that I did it correctly. And I even made sure I sent it to them again. Now, this professor also gives me information on how to resubmit the assignment, but again, it's incorrect, right? So this is what they say. Look, it said, regarding your reply, you may reply to classmate. Your reply must be within your own post and reply. That's not true, right? That is to say, typically students post their first initial post and then they are ready to apply to the following week. Okay, when they reply sooner, they must reply under the same student's initial post and thread only. So I'm not supposed to, so my initial post, I'm supposed to post my initial post, but I'm supposed to reply to another student's. He's saying that I'm supposed to make the reply under my initial. No, because then you would not know who I'm replying to, sir. And as you see throughout the class, many other people reply. That's why when I showed you my classmate, right, she had 2 replies because I replied in another student. So he's over here telling lies, is because the instructor can only use one rubric for both. And secondhand, and mind you, he's already graded, and we can already see that he showed me and said that he gave me 0 for what I wrote, saying I did not reply, and saying, and gives me different instructions. And then I can even prove the fact that he gives me, right, you know, he wants me to, the way that he wants me to resubmit the assignment is incorrect information on how to. Right, the instructions. I'm trying to, let's see. I'm trying to go to the part where he's like, mind you, he knows this. Please reload it and submit your assignment referring to. I do not see any of what you're talking about. He's saying these things, but yet, mind you, this class is already concluded and I can still log back on, as well as my classmates, right? I have people who can testify on my behalf saying that this man is a liar, okay? And not only that, has no reference to anyone or required greeting that you're, and the required greeting that you're supposed to respond to. Nowhere does it say there's a required greeting. And like I said, I use the neutral greeting, meaning author. Hi, like, as I'm speaking to the author, and I'm not saying specifically his or her because I don't know their gender pronouns, and I know people don't go by their name, right? Mind you, another thing is my profile only has my first and last name. I don't know how this person, how this teacher knew my middle name, okay? Nowhere on my account does it show my middle name, okay? So anyway, And mind you, even if I was to go to my, let's see, in now concluding after the investigation at Liberty, the teacher then sends me again like a picture of, you know, of one of the African American students, or one of their former African American students. And I already showed the video. I'm not going to go back and show this. What I want to now focus is on the attorney Jasmine A. Gibbs, right? So I looked this attorney up, and pretty much I see that, you know, works for the United States Department of Education and Florida, and spent some time as an officer at Harvard, right? Now, this is the person, her. Now, the reason as to why I'm pointing these things out, okay? Now, this can kind of almost go back to what I'm talking about. As far as the ASWB exam pass rate, right? This is for clinical counselors because social workers also act as clinical counselors. I recently took the exam and I realized that it is an equivalent to a literacy exam. I missed it by 1 point on top of dealing with a whole bunch of other stuff that I've been dealing with, including this, and also, you know, my other things that have been going on. But according to this, right, mind you, the statistics are 85% pass on their first type, white test takers, versus 45%. So this just tells me that there's a different way of thinking. And actually many people also claim that as well. There is a group of people that have been speaking out against this literacy exam. Now, the reason why I'm showing this is because this woman is working for the Civil Rights Department of Education. Yet when I was on the phone with this woman, she told me what constitutes as discrimination, differential treatment. Okay, I already told you how this professor is grading me outside of the rubric, asked me to submit the assignment on a specific due date. Because mind you, I did bring that up to the professor via email as to why am I being asked to submit it on a different due date? Because he wanted me to erase my already written response that was aligned to the rubric, right? Now, she tells me, right, and she tells me what it is, and I explained to her, okay, well, the rubric, right? Why is he able to grade me outside the rubric? On top of sending this is harassment now, because I also explained to her, and she knows because she's the person that did the investigation. Now, I think it's important when it comes to civil rights matter that individuals have some type of experience. This woman is not a clinical counselor, so not to say that she has the inability, but based off of personal experience and the facts, this woman she's incompetent, okay? How she talks on the phone is incompetent, because she even told me that doesn't constitute the fact that the teacher can grade me outside of the rubric. So I don't know what school this woman has gone to, right? She doesn't understand civil rights matter, right? And the fact that she came up with the whole story. Mind you, I reached out to Charmaine and Amber Stanley, who was the original attorney, right, on the 26th, letting them know my complaints and how Amber and Jasmine did not, hear my, my complaints, right? Now, hold on. I'm going to go to how I received the email from Charmaine. That's when I received an email from Charmaine, okay? And he emails me on the 28th, right? After I had emailed them on the 26th, right? Let me go right here. Boom. Okay, to start an investigation. I responded on the 28th. I showed you Jasmine's letter, and in the letter, let's go to it, okay? Jasmine, right here, the one that Noga had sent me. So I received this email from Noga yesterday. And this is what it says, okay? Dear Miss Miller, wrong name. Mind you, Noga has no idea what's going on in this case, okay? That's why she called Jasmine yesterday. Now, I don't understand, again, why the officer is Jasmine when she's the person that is incompetent, once again, because the information that I had signed, again, when I had, when Canton had reached out to me, Charmaine Canton had reached out to me, he had CC'd Anton, right? He had CC'd Andre, right? These people are who's involved, right? Here we go. This was the letter that I received, October 28th, and I signed and dated October 28th, like I showed you guys yesterday. So why is this woman coming up with a whole different story regarding receiving my complaint on the 26th and doing an investigation when she's the person who is the issue? This woman should not be practicing law. She's incompetent. I have not even gone to law school, but I have more common sense than this woman, okay? And she's practicing in the civil rights department. She does not understand, well, one, she can't read, and she doesn't understand the facts. Now, I don't know if she's blind because of these reasons right here, why 83% are passing this test and only 45. Mind you, this is first time. The rates continue to decrease. Mind you, people even give up because to retake this exam and all of those things, to repay for your registration, then to retake the exam, it's costly. Okay, so people are actually walking away. But like I said, in the state of California, you can practice as a clinical therapist the rest of your life and never become licensed, as long as you practice with you're continuing supervision and different things like that, right? You're practicing under the license of your supervisor. And that's what I'm saying. You're taking advantage of people. But see, this is what the issue is. It's called a mindset. This woman has a mindset where she can tell me and look me and say that it's not discrimination for a professor to look you up and send you a picture to tell you to turn in an assignment on a specific due date versus the other students, right? Mind you, that day was Easter, right? And grade you outside of the rubric, okay? So you please think, what are your thoughts regarding this, right? And I'm calling her out because, like I said, I've noticed a lot of strange and weird behavior and activity going on, right? And I do not like it, okay? And I'm calling you out because I see you clearly for who you are, okay? I see you clearly for who you are. This person is not good. She's not good